Hey guys, this is your lady aka geekxxchic, and this is a little impromptu video. This is about Ateez. As you know, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I have been doing a few videos about Ateez recently because I just kind of fell into the group and I really enjoy them, and it's just really fun to go along on this ride with them as they're slowly building into this massive, what I believe is going to be a fairly massive group. It's such a cloudy day. It was like so bright like literally 2 minutes ago, but anyway, I decided to do this post because Ateez has just been slaying A-Teeny lately because there's been all kinds of content coming out pretty much every day or every other day for the last week. They stay firmly pressed on our necks as far as content. And I mean, I'm not complaining because real talk, it's nice. It is nice to have all the content after they took a 2.5 week break after they came back from KCON LA. They needed to. There was a lot of, they were tired. They were clearly exhausted. There was injuries happening, and I think they just really needed to take that fiver. But they've been giving us a lot of content. They have a comeback happening. They officially dropped the date for the comeback. It's October 8th, 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time. They're going to have a release party. My guess is it's going to be a V-Live, most likely. And yeah, apparently that is when the album will be released. And so if it's like the past albums, it will be on digital platforms probably on that day. So Spotify, I think it's on Apple Music. I don't have Apple Music. All the internet-y things are going to have the album. This is a huge one because it is Ateez's first full-length album. First one ever. They've never had a full-length album. All of them prior to this have been EPs. They've been amazing EPs, but still, this will be the first time that they will have a full track list. And they've already given, I shouldn't say already, they've given us teeny tiny spoilers, like it's a darker concept, because this past album that you saw me reacting to, like you saw me start reacting to Wave and Illusion, the rest of the songs on that album are a bop, FYI. But yeah, it was a much lighter, happier, summer feel type of album, which I personally didn't mind. I think for the timing of the album, it was good. As I mentioned, I think in those reactions, it's good for a group to show that they're capable of doing a lot of different things and not just one type of concept. The teaser picture came out, and I'm going to put it here. And it was like, okay, Ateez, I see you. I see that y'all are about to let us know that you guys have found your treasure and that you're starting to spend some money and getting some coins. You know what I'm saying? The gold masks, the whole look. I'm sure the rest, we only got to see the top of the suits. Actually, that's not true. On the album release picture, we got to see more of the front of the suits. They've been doing that suit concept since the second album. And I love it because they're such gorgeous boys. I mean, honestly, you could put them in garbage bags and they'd still look amazing. But they really, I like that the stylists, by the way, please give their stylists a raise because, oh my God, their stylists have done such a fantastic job. These boys never look awful. The stylists do such a great job of showing a range of looks for the boys as well. We've seen the boys look really fun and like laid back, like we saw a lot of that in this past album, but we also saw very intentional looks that made them look more mature. KCON LA, the white suits that they were wearing for the red carpet and for the performance, it just made them look a little bit more grown up and just really clean and refined. And then they had the velvet suits, which were fun and kind of James Bondy and sexy. And like, honestly, like I said, I don't know who their stylist is, but give them all the raises because they know how to make these boys look amazing. And it's always age appropriate as well. I love that their stylist seems to really understand the concept that Ateez is always trying to put out there, as well as the feelings that they want to kind of portray with their, not only their albums, but with their personalities. And so anyway, gorgeous look, but it's darker. And I love that each iteration of the suit has evolved along with their albums. And like, when I saw that, it just made me so happy because it just shows that this is why I say, like, these kids are rookies in name. They are rookies in the fact that they just debuted last year. It's almost a year, actually. Their 1 year anniversary is also coming up, so that's super exciting. But also, that's the only way that these guys are rookies, because the level of intention that has been taken to all of these released albums, like, these guys are not just making music for the sake of it. You cannot put out what'll be now their 4th album, 4 albums in 1 year, if you just planned to do that yesterday. If it's like, it's not like they sat down and were like, I don't know, do you want to make an album? Sounds good. Should we write it? No. Okay, there's no way you could write, produce, get all the technical stuff that needs to be done, record, and all that stuff of an album if it hadn't been in this speed and in this kind of succession, 4 albums in 1 year, unless there was already a long-term plan before these boys even debuted to put this kind of content out and have a really well-defined, well-thought-out storyline and purpose to everything. And that's why I say that these guys are going to be some next level stuff that none of us are ready for. And I am so here for it. So they haven't really given us many spoilers as far as what this album is going to be like, outside of the fact that they said that they were going to be going for a little bit more. What was the words we got? We had a V Live. We had so much content. Oh my God, I can barely keep up. There was a V Live by Seonghwa and Wooyoung, and in there, of course, people who are asking, like, what about the new album? What about the new album? They're keeping it very tight-lipped, which I think is a good idea. But they basically, I think the only thing that Wooyoung said was that it was going to be a lot sexier and powerful, and it was going to be a little bit more serious in nature. And I know that all the members have been saying it, like a lot of the fan signs of late, they've been saying that they really, really wanted to do a darker concept, that they were kind of, they were craving kind of a darker, harder concept. And I get that, because I think that as young men, because they're all like just about, because Jungho is going to be 19 next month, 19 to 22 years old, they're not children. They're not babies. They probably don't necessarily like to be referred to as babies either. I mean, they play with the idea, and I know that with Korean culture that, the aegyo and being cute and stuff is a very big part of it, but they're still dudes, they're still men, they're still guys who I think very much enjoy the same thing that any other guy in the world would, including being able to change up a concept to be a little bit more, a little more bad boyish, if anything, or a little bit of fun, because one of the great things about being in this industry is that you can play with these different personas that you probably couldn't do in real life. With it being a full album, I really am not sure what to expect, because every other album has had around 5 to 6 songs. So I'm really curious. Like, they've always also done a double title track as well. I don't know if they're planning on doing that with this one. I've heard Seonghwa say that, that they think that we'll enjoy the title track, but he just said 1. So maybe there's only going to be 1 this comeback. But knowing Ateez, I just can't believe that they're only going to have 1. I'm sure they're going to, if it's like every other album, they're going to release 2 videos, potentially. But I really just don't know what to expect. Like, truth, I have no clue what to expect from this. I am hoping now that they have a little bit more room track-wise, and again, I have no idea how many tracks they plan on putting on there. What I would love to see, my wish list for the album would be to maybe have a couple of solo songs. So you know how, like, I'm going to compare them to BTS only in the sense of discography, because it's the only other group that I kind of have an intimate knowledge of their discography. But I'm not comparing them to BTS, just to make that clear right here and now, because I know some people get real upset, and I do too. They're their own thing. But to compare them to the discography of BTS, I really like how BTS, not necessarily in the earlier albums, but later on, they gave each member a solo song. There was a song that they had of their own that reflected the kind of style and the kind of genres that they liked best or felt that they were strongest in, and they got to kind of shine on their own in this wonderful collective that they were a part of. In particular, my gosh, what I would do to hear a good ballad by Jungho. That kid's voice sends me every time. He's got such a beautiful voice, and he had a chance to just really do like a Bruno Mars level type of ballad. I think that would just be amazing. I would love it. I think also it'd be great to hear something from some of the other members that don't necessarily get a lot of time vocally alone. So like, I think Wooyoung is someone who would really benefit from having a solo song where he could showcase his vocal abilities. And San, like, my boy San has been working it. Like, the amount of improvement that I've heard in his voice as far as accuracy and his ability to project his voice from the first album to now is amazing. Like, I can tell that my boy's been working on getting his voice stronger and more confident and more accurate, and it shows in the live shows. Yoonho has got a beautiful voice. I know a lot of Yoonho fans and people really focus on his dance ability, which is also off the charts, but it'd be great to hear him to be able to showcase more of that beautiful vocal ability, because one of the most watched clips on Twitter is Yoonho singing that part in Light, pardon me, that he sings so well. And so it'd be great if he maybe had a chance to sing that separately. I honestly just don't even know what to expect. Like the teaser pictures, the keyhole picture that when you brightened it, it had secret, like, these guys are seriously thinking so far ahead. They've got some seriously smart people in their marketing areas. They've got some seriously smart people in their publicity area. Like, they're just, like I said, they're thinking like 3 years into the game. And I feel like a lot of other K-pop groups, rookie groups right now, are thinking about the next album. They're thinking about the next jump. Ateez and their people at KQ are looking like they already see where Ateez is going to be 3 to 5 years from now. It's showing in the way that they are setting everything up, and that is why their popularity is going like this. I'm just so proud of the boys. It's getting so dark, so I'm going to wrap this up. But you can pre-order the albums now. But they released their pictures. There are 2 different versions. Every album they've ever had has had 2 versions based on usually the title tracks or on some other concept. But it's the same thing with this album. There's going to be 2 versions of the album. There's black and there's white. Both are accented in gold. Almost all their albums have been accented in gold, actually. That has been one of their staple colors, but it looks so good. It looks beautiful. Again, their design department, give them a raise. They know how to make things look amazing. The only other thing I will say is remember, Ateez, that when they do release their first video or videos, be sure to stream it on KQ Entertainment. They're usually released on 2 different YouTube channels, which drives me insane, but it is what it is. They usually release it on KQ Entertainment's website or YouTube channel, and they also usually release it on Stone Entertainment's music channel because Stone Entertainment is a distributor for them. Watch the videos on KQ. And of course, Stan Ateez. Guys, 2 more weeks, we get our comeback, and when that happens, you better believe I will be doing reactions to the music video or videos, if there are 2, as well as, of course, doing a listening of the entire album, which I'll most likely do maybe my first live doing that. We'll have to see. But anyways, until then, guys, if you haven't, please like this video if you liked it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do join the fam. I release videos fairly regularly on all kinds of stuff. You never know. It's like a box of chocolates with me. Until next time, bye.